in an alternate development timeline where China, Iran, and Russia take over Nintendo in 2055 and execute all employees, destroying all consoles and games, the world would experience a dramatic shift in the gaming industry and global relations. Here's how this could unfold. Note that all of this is a fictional story and is never going to happen. All of the stuff in the following timeline is made up. Thank you. 2055, the takeover and destruction of Nintendo. January 2055, amid growing geopolitical tensions, China, Iran, and Russia are seeking to control global cultural influence and form an unprecedented alliance. They target the entertainment industry, especially iconic companies like Nintendo, which they believe holds significant sway over global youth culture. The three countries seize control of Nintendo's headquarters in Japan, taking over the company's intellectual properties, hardware factories, and gaming infrastructure. The alliance justifies their actions as a move to protect national security and safeguard entertainment from perceived Western influence. Within months, all remaining Nintendo employees are rounded up, executed or imprisoned as political prisoners. Nintendo's global workforce, which was once known for its creativity and cultural impact, is effectively eradicated. All Nintendo consoles, games, and merchandise are ordered destroyed by the new rulers, including iconic systems like the Switch and GameCube. The intellectual properties, IPs, of Mario, Zelda, Metroid, and others are either erased or locked away in government vaults. For the next 20 years, the world is left without the distinct Nintendo touch, and the gaming industry is left fragmented. 2055 to 2072, a world without Nintendo. 2055 to 2065, in the absence of Nintendo, companies like Sony, Microsoft, and indie developers rise to fill the void. However, despite their technological advancements, the gaming market feels the lack of Nintendo's unique blend of creativity, innovation, and family-friendly appeal. The gaming industry, though thriving with cutting-edge graphics and immersive experiences, lacks the iconic franchises that once defined it. There's a growing sense of nostalgia among older generations who remember the days of Super Mario, The Legend of Zelda, and Pokémon. Copyright Moan. By 2065, global protests and riots begin, driven by a rising demand for the return of Nintendo. However, China, Russia, and Iran tighten their grip, declaring Nintendo's past as imperialistic propaganda and vowing to keep the company's legacy buried. 2065 to 2070, technological advancements continue in gaming, with VR and AR technology evolving. But public interest in these platforms wanes without the magic of Nintendo's games. Meanwhile, black market operations smuggle and circulate old Nintendo consoles and games, keeping the memory of the company alive among underground gaming communities. 2072, World War III and global conflict. 2072, the geopolitical situation in the world deteriorates further as NATO and the U.S. government become increasingly alarmed by the growing power of China, Russia, and Iran. The alliance fears that these nations are consolidating too much power over global culture and technology. After a series of border clashes and cyber attacks between NATO countries and the China-Russia-Iran bloc, the first shots of World War III are fired. Military skirmishes in Eastern Europe and the Pacific quickly escalate into full-scale warfare. 2073, the war becomes a devastating global conflict, with the US and NATO facing off against the combined forces of China, Russia, and Iran. The conflict quickly spreads to every corner of the globe, with massive conventional battles, guerrilla warfare, and cyber warfare. As the war progresses, nuclear weapons are deployed. In 2075, the US drops nuclear bombs on Moscow and Beijing, while Russia retaliates by attacking Tehran. The devastating nuclear exchanges leave all three cities in ruins, with millions dead and entire regions left uninhabitable. 2076 to 2078, the war reaches its peak, with both sides exhausted from the destruction. International pressure mounts for peace negotiations. In 2078, after 6 years of brutal fighting, a ceasefire is agreed upon. The world begins to rebuild from the ashes of war. 2078 to 2080, post-war rebuilding and the restoration of Nintendo 2078 to 2080. In the aftermath of the war, the global economy is in shambles. The surviving nations of China, Russia, and Iran are left crippled, their populations devastated, and their infrastructures in ruins. The US and NATO lead a massive global reconstruction effort. The world enters a new era of diplomacy, where former enemies must cooperate to rebuild. In this context, cultural symbols are seen as important for uniting the fractured world. Nintendo, once a beloved global brand, is seen as a powerful symbol of cultural healing and unity. 2080, NATO and the US decide to restore Nintendo, this time as a government agency. The US government formally nationalizes Nintendo's intellectual properties, bringing back the games and franchises under a new, government-controlled structure. A new division of the US government is created, the National Gaming Bureau, NGB, tasked with overseeing the restoration of Nintendo and its legacy. The first mission is to bring back the company's classic franchises while adhering to the principles of peace, unity, and global cooperation. 2080s, the birth of the Welcome Back console. 2081, the Welcome Back console is officially announced, a hybrid system that combines cutting-edge technology with nostalgic elements. It is designed to appeal to both old fans and a new generation, with retro-inspired designs and modern features like VR, compatibility. The console's development becomes a symbol of global recovery. The first batch of games is carefully selected to honor Nintendo's legacy. Super Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, and Pokémon. The copyright mono are reintroduced with updated mechanics and enhanced graphics. New titles are also developed with a focus on promoting peace, unity, and cooperation. 2083, the Welcome Back console is released globally. It is an immediate hit, selling millions of units within the first few months. The games are hailed as the healing balm the world needed, with millions of people worldwide reconnecting through the shared joy of these iconic experiences. 2084 to 2090, Nintendo's new status as a government agency helps it focus on creating educational and entertainment-focused games. The company creates global unity initiatives, with games designed to teach cooperation, diplomacy, and history, helping to mend the divisions caused by decades of conflict. 2090s, a new cultural renaissance. 2090s, by the 2090s. Nintendo is not only a gaming giant but also a cultural and educational leader. The company's products are integrated into schools, communities, and governmental programs aimed at fostering international cooperation. In a poignant moment of healing, Nintendo reintroduces Super Mario as a global ambassador of peace. Mario, once a plumber from the Mushroom Kingdom, now represents the idea that even in a fractured world, heroes from different backgrounds can unite for the greater good. 2095, a new generation of developers rises under Nintendo's new model, bringing fresh ideas and innovation to the company's franchises. Nintendo games once again define the industry, not just for their gameplay, but for the values they impart: creativity, inclusivity, and international peace. 2100 and beyond, Nintendo as a pillar of global unity. 2100. As the 22nd century begins, Nintendo, now fully integrated into global culture, has become synonymous with unity and progress. The Welcome Back console remains in circulation, and the company's vast library of games is continually expanded. Nintendo's cultural and educational contributions are celebrated, and the company is seen as a beacon of hope and resiliency, a reminder of how the world can rebuild after devastation, through creativity, collaboration, and shared joy. For many,